Hello and welcome to Shoot the Shit with Squeegee. I'm your host, the Squeegee of Justice. You may know me as a partner and mod at Trial TV Live, but tonight I'm coming to you with a side broadcast, a place where you get to know me a bit better and I get to know you. So join me and let's go shoot some shit. All right. Hi. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Thanks for joining us tonight. It might be a little bumpy because our master wizard behind the control is without internet right now. So Aaron is offline. So I'm going to be winging it here with of course, Jules. But we're so happy that you joined us. And let's pull up some comments here and just let me know that you can hear us. Everything cool, chat? Let me know that you can hear us. I'll go through who was first in chat. Who won, as Scott says, who won the internet? Denny Dawn. Oh, what happened now? She says it not that hard back then. Denny Dawn, you win the internet, according to Scott. Thank you for joining us. Dwayne Harris, good to see you, my friend. Cynical is a lifestyle. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it. Julie, one of our fantastic mods. Thank you so much. Ada K, thank you. Good to see you as well. Not today. Too many things to watch tonight. Yeah, I'm going to get zero packing done. Oh my, I feel sorry for you, but good luck with that. Julie, not today, not today. I've been swapping left and right earbuds all day. Julie, I have both of mine in all day. I live in an apartment. Yeah, all the neighbors hear me laughing and screaming, you idiot. Nice. Let's see. Little Miss, good to see you in the chat. Hey, what time do we start? We are starting now. That was half hour ago you asked that, and I still hope you're with us. Leah, the empty nester, very good. Thank you for joining us. I'm trying to keep up with Delphi too. Yeah, I would love to. Defense Diaries, if you need to go anywhere, I would say I haven't watched any of that, but if you go anywhere, go to Defense Diaries for sure. Let's see. Vicky Vakina, good evening, friends. Hello, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it, Vicky. Trial TV Live. Oh, that was me. I posted that. Yeah, Erin will not be joining us because her internet is acting up. So hopefully we get that fixed tomorrow. Good old Comcast. Shore Life Creations. Hello. Thank you for joining us. Let's see. Anybody? Leah, you're ready? We are too. CGC Vinyl. Good evening, everyone. What a long day this was. Yes, for everybody. Agreed. Can you hear us? Everybody can hear us okay? Let me go to the bottom of the chat. Brat, good to see you. Another one of our great mods. Good to see you, Brat. Green-Eyed Cat, how are the tiny houses? Yeah, they look so cozy. There's a party going on across the lake right now, and I just posted for members only. Go check that out. Squeegee, hey, guys. Okay. Tisha S., can you hear us okay? Loud and clear. Okay, cool, Julie. Thank you so much. All right. Let us get... Mom P. Texan, need to upgrade your lighting. Yeah, well, we're in a tiny home, so we didn't bring lighting, but appreciate that comment. It is dark. I know. Well, that's what we get when it's rock and roll, baby. It's rock and roll. Cynical is a lifestyle. Yeah, Sarah's an aggressor who met her match. I agree. Ohio Palm Mom. Jules, great picture in court. That's right. We'll talk about that. Did you see that? I sent it to you, right?
Someone did.
Taryn Dusty, Jules, you are doing a great job. Thank you. Yes, you are. You're doing a great job. You. Regina Crawford, love Jules' update on breaks. Yes, we do. Fan lady, I saw you smile at the camera. Just like Sarah. Sarah, smile.
Well, that was Paul's fault. That was all Paul from Court TV. That was his fault. Right. Yeah.
Shore Life. All right, let's start this party. Let's get this party going. Shore Life. I have a question for Jules. Yesterday and today, I have seen Sarah try and pass a note to someone. Yesterday got passed back with a no. Today, not sure if it got through or not. What do you think?
It did. It was going to Mr. Henderson's daughter.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, the teeth smile before lunch. She was meaning Sarah was making so many like weird, like when she was on the stand, I'm sure you saw because you were sitting right in front of her. She was like making these weird like she was a schoolgirl almost, like a elementary school. Like she was kind of like she was trying to hide it. Like somebody was like waving at her. I don't know. Just to me, it was very awkward.
I didn't catch that. No, I didn't see. I didn't
Yeah, like
interpret it that way at all.
She couldn't help but to smile, but it still came out.
I think that's nerves.
Yeah, could very well be.
I think that's nerves, because for the first time she was able to tell what she deems as her truth.
Yeah. Shore Life, I thought maybe it was going to a girlfriend. Yes.
No, was going to Mr. Henderson's daughter, who is an attorney.
Julie, did the birthday card get delivered? I asked Mert because today he was talking to Owen, so we're working on it. Probably not, but we're working on it. All right, chat. We're going to let's just dive in because we're tired and we need our rest as well. So, Jules, we had what actually happened today. We had the end of Detective Copsel, right? We had Cross of Detective Copsel, and and Henderson brought up the pregnancy. I said, "Weren't you pregnant?" And then he didn't go anywhere with that. Do you remember that line?
Yes.
Yeah, and I was taken aback by that. I'm like, okay, if you ask that question, where are you going to go with that? And I know people in our chat were like, that was odd. What did you think about that?
It was odd, but Sarah used the reasoning for her going to the police station the following day to retrieve her phone, because the detective said to her over the phone the night before, "I'm pregnant. I'm tired. You've been pregnant. You know how it is. So instead of us coming to you, will you come to us?"
Okay.
So he tried to get that elicited from the detective, but he didn't.
It fell flat.
Yeah.
Now it did come out in Sarah's testimony.
It did
eventually, and then the light bulb went off. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
But it did not. Henderson, to me, that was kind of it fell flat, but it did come out eventually.
Yeah, eventually it did. The thing of it is that, again, I'm just going to be repeating myself, that the prosecution kept their case in chief so tight that it didn't leave any wiggle room when it came to cross-examination from the defense. So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So then after that, we got into state rested. And then we got to Sarah. So did anything happen that jumps out at you? Were there any outbursts? So much happened today. I'm trying to remember. 4 women were told to keep it down. Was that today, I believe? They were like whispering, and the sheriff came over and said, we can hear you on the mics. Did you catch that at all?
No.
No, okay.
No. If you're talking about the 4 that was sitting in the last row on the defense side, they got up and left on their own. They made a ruckus on the way out. They were too noisy, if I have to get up and leave for any reason, I tiptoe and I open the door very slowly and I hand close it, because if you just let it go, it slams, and I don't want to be disrupting the court for any reason.
Yeah, you don't want to be that person.
No, I don't.
All right, so let's then get to Sarah's testimony. I know a lot of opinions are flying in the chat, so we'll let you were in the courtroom. Let it roll. What do you think?
I think she did very well on direct and on cross. She pretty much held her own. The jurors paid very close attention to her. They were taking copious notes. Some of 4 jurors at different stages of Sarah's testimony would nod up and down as if they were in agreement. Two of the 4 at the same time nodded when she was asked, this is not verbatim, okay? So I'm ad-libbing here. But, why did you, if the relationship was so toxic, why did you stay? And, when she answered, 2 of the female jurors were like this and writing things down and nodding like, they understood.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Her answers. This was the most note-taking time out of the entire trial that I have seen.
Mm-hmm.
The pictures,
Mm-hmm.
I did see one man wince
Mm-hmm.
At some of the pictures that were shown.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Mr. Owens did, and this is my opinion. I don't know how the jury felt, but in my opinion, I thought Mr. Owens did an excellent job on direct examination.
Mm-hmm.
I think he hit all the points, and I think he did it well. I think his presentation was on point, and the way he was with Sarah. But a lot of the times, I don't know if anybody could see it, but like he would stand at the very end of the corner of the jury box when he was asking her questions. So it was like, he was giving the jurors full reign to see her. He did better than I actually expected him to do, and I thought she did well. But she did better than I expected as well. And when she started to, go off, he was able to pull her back in. Mm-hmm. Now, I will note that a couple of times when he would pull her back in, I know she wasn't happy because I could tell by the look on her face, like, because she wanted to be able to talk more. But he had to keep her on track.
Yeah.
And he did it. He did an excellent job in doing that. So,
yeah. Well, that comes to the point of, like, we all thought it was going to be a narration and a monologue, and then all of a sudden he gets up and he starts, directing her. So that kind of came out of left field. So can you imagine if she was just up there narrating?
It would have been bad.
Yeah.
It would have been bad. And, I know people were saying, because of what Mr. J said last week, he can't elicit testimony that he knows is going to be perjury. And that's true. He can't. However, the reason why he was able to do a direct exam is because he has no evidence that suggests what she told him is incorrect, or what she told him was a lie. So, so it's not like he went up there and, was allowing her to commit perjury, because that just isn't the case. That's not what happened here.
Right.
So,
as long as he was able to, keep her within these bumpers, then she was okay, because it's
and everything he asked her, he was able to back it up.
Right.
He backed it up with physical evidence.
Right. All right, let's talk about that physical evidence, because I know there was one little snippet that I was like, ooh, that's going to be tough for the prosecution, for the state, and maybe this is where the gentleman winced. They went through some of the DV incidences, and our chat was saying, well, where's the police reports? Where's the hospital reports? How can this be proven? And there was at least one where she did call the cops and pictures were taken, maybe even two, I can't quite remember right now because there were so many. But the one where he was stomping her, that was pretty brutal. That was pretty bad.
It was, yeah.
Now, a lot of people were saying, well, that could have been just mascara, could have been an Amber Heard situation. People are going to say what they're going to say. Everybody has an opinion. That one was tough for me. I agree. And I go back to Jules and I talked about this on our way from the courthouse to here. Travis Alexander, Jodi Arias, Jorge Torres, Sarah Boone, toxic relationship, both men were jerks. They were not angels, but they did not deserve to die. And these women took matters into their own hands, not to the point of like the guys were coming at them and they were fending them off. Both Jodi and Sarah became vigilantes, and we are where we are.
Here's the difference, though, between the two.
Mm-hmm.
Jodi Arias, yes, she took matters in. She set out to. She was going to unalive him.
Yep.
On purpose.
Without a doubt.
I truly believe that Sarah did not think he was going to pass in that suitcase. I don't believe she set out to unalive him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the difference. That's just my feeling.
Yeah. I felt that all along. Now, Dr. Rachel B was talking about that in the chat and last night about the text messages from December and then January, where she thought maybe there might be a little bit of premeditation going on there. I'm still on the fence with that. I still don't think she woke up that morning and said, I'm going to do this. I think the situation presented itself, and I do think she was vindictive. I think she was like, all right, I'm going to get back at you. But then she was drinking and she's drunk, and just
the thing of it is if that was the case, and then why didn't Mr. J explore that on cross-examination?
Yeah,
he didn't. He missed so many opportunities. Let's talk about that. His cross-examination fell completely flat for me. I mean, I was sitting there and I'm saying to myself, why isn't he asking about this? Why isn't he exploring that? Like when he was talking about I told you this, when he was talking about her poking George with the bat and saying, well, you were doing that to teach him a lesson. And she's like, no. Well, why didn't he play the video? And so when she said whatever, I can't remember, but when she said something and then stop it and say, well, what did you mean by that? And let her answer and then play some more and stop it. What did you mean by that? There were so many things that he could have done that he didn't do. Yeah. And the cross fell flat for me. And, I just feel he missed a lot of opportunities. There was opportunities there that he could have worked with, and he didn't.
I agree. Yeah, he started out, I gave him a B+ to start out with. Victoria asked, how were we all feeling about that? And she said straight away, C. I think it was a C-. I gave him a B+ because I thought, he came in soft, he was firm, he was directing her. But then after, maybe 10 or 15 minutes, I was like, oh, wait a minute, why didn't you ask that? Why aren't we going here? Let's explore this a little bit more. And he just kind of let her off. I think he let her off the hook.
Yeah, he did. And he did not he didn't attempt to make any eye contact with the jurors either, where Mr. Owen always looked at the jurors.
That's all he did, yeah.
And he made no attempt to make any eye contact with the jurors.
Yeah, I thought them trying to open the suitcase, that was kind of a poignant moment, because they're all three on the ground and they're like struggling to open the zipper. It's like, well.
And we were all standing for that. And all the jurors were standing. Everybody in the gallery was standing with the exception of the victim's advocate and George's two daughters.
And how old are they, the daughters, roughly?
One's in her 20s and one's in her 30s.
Okay. All right. The other moment was when she stood up and she showed her leg. That was another moment of, and I thought this. Okay, I thought at first when I saw, she's like, oh, I guess she showed her leg. They showed a picture of her leg, and I'm like, I didn't really see anything. But then they showed the suture. I'm like, whoa, okay,
yeah,
that's pretty intense.
And she has a scar, and I couldn't see it. It was too far away. But the jurors all stood up and kind of moved towards her, and they each took a look. So yeah.
Yeah, so those were two moments on that end. There was a lot on Sarah's end during direct, though, that the victim blaming. I mean, she just was hammering George. I mean, it's like this guy clearly had no redeeming values or characteristics or qualities, yet she's still with him. and that just seems to be how most of these trials get played.
Well,
Where they
here's
just
the thing.
slam the victim.
I want to be very clear. I am not defending her whatsoever. Okay, I'm not. But as a DV survivor for many years, people say to me, "Why did I was married for 27 years?" Okay, I could show you my pictures. Okay, I stayed. It's almost I could show you the letters, the cards, the "I'm sorry, I'll never do it again." They coined this term nowadays called love bombing. I don't know, but I stayed. Did I call the police? No, I didn't call the police because I didn't want them to get into trouble. Did neighbors call the police? Yes, my neighbors called the police, and I would stay in the bathroom. He would answer the door,
Sorry.
And so, I mean, like I said, I'm not defending her, but women stay for various reasons.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be alone. I didn't think I would be able to survive on my own, being alone. Also, I didn't tell because I was ashamed, humiliated, embarrassed. I certainly did not want my family to know what was going on. So everybody is different. Everybody is different.
I agree, and I'm with you on that, and it also works on male side because I have experience with that as well. And I put in the chat, being married to somebody is one thing, and it's really hard to extricate yourself. Being boyfriend and girlfriend, because I've been in that situation too, is a lot, in my opinion, this is my own experience, is a lot easier to extricate yourself when you're boyfriend, girlfriend than if you're married. Those two were not married, they were boyfriend and girlfriend. And I'm just saying this is my own experience.
Okay, I'm going to play devil's advocate for you there.
Sure.
She met him at the start of her separation. They weren't even, her and Brian weren't even divorced. They were separated. He was the one and only, the first person that she met coming out of the marriage.
Sure.
So
even just a fingernail of attention, she's going to be like, oh, this person.
And so I would think that, it was hard for her. It's different I mean, I don't know what your circumstances are, and you certainly don't have to reveal them, but that's how I'm looking at it. He was the first guy that she met from, she was with Brian from a young age, when she had lost her parents and her grandparents. And so, I mean, I could see why it would have been hard for her to leave. I think if this didn't happen, she'd still be with him. I do.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. Well, they always say coming out of recovery, never go with the first person that you meet. Coming out of broken relationship or whatever, never. The very first person you meet is always going to be, it's a rebound. Basically, it's a rebound.
Yeah.
So Jorge was a rebound. Now, let's see. I had a question about. All right, we'll move on. There were a lot of moments that were cringe for me with her. I didn't like the fact that they were just constantly throwing Jorge under the bus. I mean, the dogs. He would he said he would kick the dogs. He was going to put them in the lake to see their bloated bodies floating and stuff like that. I mean,
well, she said that he only did that when he was drunk, because she was asked how was he with the dogs when he was sober. She said nice.
Yeah, he was fine. Yeah, well, and we've all experienced the Jekyll and Hyde when somebody's drinking or doing narcotics or whatever it is. We've all been there. We've seen that. And if you haven't, consider yourself lucky.
Very much so.
Yeah. I mean, I get that too. I just felt like Jorge was just dragged through the mud, and I don't know. Now, one thing that really jumped out at me on his negative side was the baseball bat smashing the TV, because we've been dying for this, and we've been dying for that, and here we saw that. Now, what kind of context? That could
But
be
there's a
taken
video, but
completely-
there is an actual video of him doing it.
I'd
They
rather
just see
that.
the screen,
Right.
you know.
I'd rather see that, and I'll play devil's advocate on this end. Not that somebody's just going to trash a TV because it's a joke, but it's like I would like to see that video to see what was the context behind that, you know, because here he is and he hit it, and again, it's not like he's going to be like, hey, this will be fun. Let me smash your $2,000 TV. I get that, but I would also like to see what his aggression level was. Was he like, you freaking bitch, and he's smashing the TV, or is he like, ha ha ha?
Well,
you know.
True.
That would show
I agree with you, but we know that he was definitely drunk when he did it because there was the picture of him passed out on the couch with the bat still in his hand, passed out drunk. So
yeah, and Shore Life, is this in response to that video? Oh, hey Ada, but she did this when there was no threat to her life and time that's not for self-defense. Yeah, I agree. Here, I want to pull up Shore Life. That happened too quickly. Shore Life. But wait, I was going to say we haven't seen proof of who did that yet. Right, because he could be he's hanging at the TV with the bat, and then he's passed out. And now is this like an Amber Heard Johnny Depp thing where she's trying to get him, you know, caught on camera doing some really weird things? I don't know. I mean, she's kind of crafty, but
I believe he did it.
Yeah, I think
and
so.
And the reason why I believe he did it too was because Mr. J didn't object to it.
Yeah. Janice, I have alcoholic relationships and married a man that was totally different. Yeah, I agree. All right. Sorry guys, I'm trying to just end. Okay, if your son did everything he did, would you still see it that way? If your son did everything.
Absolutely. I mean, for me, no. I've always said to them, especially my oldest, because I have like a really good relationship with my daughter-in-law, and I always say, if anything happens between the two of you, I'm taking her over you, over my own son. Right. So no, I would. Yeah, absolutely. I would make sure my son got help.
Yeah, first and foremost, for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see. Were there any big lies that happened? She said it's weird. Okay, she kept saying we were having a perfect night. Everything was cool. We're playing games, you know, and it's like she was trying to.
There were a lot of inconsistencies, without a doubt. Mm-hmm. Again, that was up to Mr. J to point out in his cross, and he did not.
He didn't. I know.
He did not. But yes, there was many inconsistencies between what she. I mean, I'll give her credit on this. When she was asked, "Did you lie?" During the interrogation, I mean, she admitted to lying. Mm-hmm. But I would have liked to have seen Mr. J explore. Mm-hmm. That more, and he did not.
There were a lot of opportunities he could have gotten her, for sure. Yeah, and he did not. I don't know if they're going to bring this up with rebuttal. I expect Brian Boone to come back to rebut everything that she said, because she's like, Brian was notorious for doing that. You are notorious. You picked up on that.
I was so like, I'm not in the courtroom. I'm like,
notorious.
Seriously, they're using the word notorious.
But yeah, she's saying Brian, he just always brought Lucas over, to like, get back at me. I mean, that's what I picked up. And Brian's like, we all heard what Brian's like, no, I would,
Yeah.
So I think that Brian's going to come back on rebuttal. And
I think so too.
He's going to smash all of that to
pieces. I think so too. Yeah.
So hang in there, Chad. I think rebuttal is going to redeem what happened today. I think it was a win for defense. I think
it absolutely was.
I think so.
A 100% win for the defense today.
Yep.
And Mr. J went down in flames.
Yeah. Well, you think that badly, huh?
I think that badly. Right. He went down in flames. And let's see what happens during rebuttal.
Okay. All right. All right. Let's get to let's see, Lil Miss. Let's see let's pull this up. Lil Miss, big lie. She doesn't engender taking either video, but remembers him saying such scary things there in between the two videos. That is a very good point, Lil Miss.
Again, yes. Mr. J didn't explore it.
Yeah. We were all aware of it and cognizant of it, and we were like, but Mr. J did not extract that.
No.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Let's see. Let's get to some more. Anything else? Let's see. Not today. I'm just going to pull up some of your chats here. Not today. You say the things she said to someone now trapped and laughing at him. Yeah, he's going to be laughing to get out of the suitcase. Then she beats him. I 100% think she zipped it back up. Yeah, because she was saying he had enough to get his little two fingers out, but then it was when she was demonstrating it, it was enough to get his hand out.
Yeah, she left. Say this is the corner of the suitcase. When she said two fingers, you're thinking about only that much room. Mm-hmm. She literally left from here, from here to here, like that corner where an entire arm could come out. That's what she did today.
Okay, yeah, we saw that.
But no, I don't. No, it wouldn't surprise me to think that she had zipped it all the way up. That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. Now let's see what else. Brad, you had a really good question way back with let's get into what they can prove or what we think they can prove. Brad, I'm trying to find that question you had about, not a question, but you had a really good statement about second degree versus, oh geez, sorry guys, did not want to do that. Brad, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be able to go back and find it, but you had a really good thing about how they can prove the charges.
So far, I don't think that the prosecution has proven second degree murder. They include manslaughter as a lesser charge. They probably will be more successful getting a conviction on that.
Okay.
My gut's telling me that, especially if juror number 13 ends up being on the jury, I think we may see a hung jury here.
Somebody in the chat, forgive me if you're here, I can't remember who, but somebody in the chat today said, lawyer, Peter is thinking that they're going to have a hard time, or they overcharged. He thinks now they overcharged.
I think so too.
Yeah,
I agree. I think I've been saying that all day in my head. Once this all developed, I was like, oh damn, they overcharged. So yeah.
All right, Joan Parkan. All I saw during the demonstration was Owen straddling the suitcase and interjecting himself. I caught that as well. You were there. What do you think? Was he kind of trying to get in between and sort of run interference, if you will?
He had a legitimate question because the pink paper clip had fallen off the thing, and Mr. J was putting it on, and he's like, well, wait a minute. How do we know if the way he's putting it on is the way it was so I mean, that's his client, and he had a right to step in and do that. And if he didn't, the judge would have said, you need to take a step back.
Right. So interjecting himself, yes, but on behalf of his client, he has every right to do that, and we would all want our defense to be doing that for us.
Right. And if it was wrong, believe you me, Judge Kranick would have sustained that.
Yeah. All right, let's get to this one. Carol Mamo 9 Angle. I'm sorry. I'm sure I completely butchered that. Sorry. That black eye picture, I cried foul. There was no bruising on her neck. Yeah. What do you think about that? It was pretty brutal. That was definitely like that was what got me. I'm like,
She got kicked in the temple and the eye. What does that have to do with the neck?
Well, he was stomping on her.
On her head.
She was stomping.
Yeah. And the picture was taken, she said, days later.
That's true. Yeah. I didn't get it.
And bruising always gets worse before it gets better.
That is true. Yeah, I didn't get quite. I mean, it happened, but it was like sideways, and I'm on my phone, and I'm tilted. So I wanted to look at that picture a little bit longer, to really get to look at that better. Okay, let's see. How many years for manslaughter?
I don't know.
Vicky Vakina. How many years?
I don't know, but I'd have to look it up, and well, I could look it up.
Well, she's up for 20, right? Isn't that what she's?
The minimum is 22 and a half.
Okay.
For what?
So
to
whatever,
life. 22 and a half to life is the minimum.
So manslaughter might be in there somewhere. Vicky. Yeah. Okay, here, Brad. Is this what my earlier statement you were looking for was? I think unless the prosecution. Yes, trust. Thank you, Brad. Appreciate it. Brad's one of our newest mods, so shout out to him. My earlier statement you were looking for was, I think unless the prosecution pulls a rabbit out of their hat in rebuttal, they may have a tough time with second degree at this point. Yes.
Okay, so
thank you, Brad.
For manslaughter, the maximum is up to 15 years.
Okay.
So even if they have manslaughter on the table and she gets found guilty of manslaughter, the worst she's going to get is 15 years. Take the 5 off. Mm-hmm. She'll get 10 and she'll be out in half that time. Mm-hmm. If she behaves herself, which she has a tendency of not behaving herself in jail. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
So a tough time with second degree.
So she really should have taken the plea. Mm-hmm. She should have taken the plea.
But then she'd be guilty and that would be on a record. Right? Well,
no matter what, if she gets found guilty of a lesser degree, it's still going to be on a record. So it doesn't matter. Right, so she should have taken that plea.
Yeah.
Because at least she knows she would be out in less than 10 because she's already got 5 under her belt.
She does. Yep, she does. All right. Let's see what else. Not Today says, I still think they have a shot at what's murder 2, manslaughter, murder 2.
I don't know. Degree. I don't know if they mean murder 2, which is second degree, or if she means manslaughter, a lesser charge of manslaughter. Yeah. But if it's second degree, if they mean second degree, they haven't gone beyond a reasonable doubt, in my opinion.
Right. Mert from the desk, I did see your email. Not that I'm going to be able to get to it right now, but I did see Mert said, photos have been sent to AP Wire and links to Google Drive are below. We are not in court every day, but here today with Boone. Yeah. Jury select. Okay, so these are photos, Mert, from AP. All right, I'll have to look at these. I'll take a look at these later, but thank you, Mert, for sending that. All right. Let's see what else. 15 is voluntary. Here, Little Miss. Little Miss says 15 is voluntary. 1 year for involuntary. Aggravated manslaughter is up to 30. Now, is that just for Florida? Is that for?
I don't know if they looked it up. I looked up a Florida specific. I don't. If they go with a lesser charge, they're not going to go for aggravated. They're going to go for the lesser one. Owens is going to fight for that, no doubt.
Yeah, it varies for state to state.
Yeah,
correct. Yeah. So good research there, Little Miss. Is that for which state? If that's
Little Miss lives in Florida, so I'm going to assume that she looked up Florida.
No, she doesn't.
I thought she lived in. I thought Little Miss was in Florida.
No.
My apologies.
Little Miss, I'll let you answer that. Oh, yes, that is Florida. Okay, Little Miss says yes, that is Florida. Okay. All right, yes, that's Florida. Okay, thank you, Little Miss. Our research ninja, Little Miss there. All right. Kay Swan. She's probably preparing her resume tonight. Sarah, yeah, she very well may be. All right, Mert, what do you say here? From the desk of Mert Witness One. Now, if you guys don't know, Mert is also in the courthouse, and he's been in our chat the entire time. So give a shout out to him. Go give him some love. He's got a YouTube channel as well. Those are Sentinel photos sent to AP, 4 days worth. Okay, cool. Awesome. Thank you, Mert. Appreciate that. What says Green-Eyed Cat? Green-Eyed Cat, I want them to show your video, Squeegee, where she bounces out the door in fear. Yes, that's the one. Oh, wait a minute. That's the one where she's happy to see the sheriffs. She's real happy, and then she's like, when he's like, no, we're actually here to, Is that the one?
They may come out and rebuttal.
I'm hoping to see that too, Green Eyed Cat, because there are definitely some videos that they can bring out. Well, at this point,
He missed the opportunities. If
yeah.
he doesn't do it during rebuttal and he loses this case, then it's on him.
Yeah,
Then it's definitely on him.
it really is going to come down to rebuttal, I think, at this point, because the experts, whatever, there's the battle of the experts. We all get that, and also, and do you believe Sarah? Do you believe Sarah? And we know we don't believe her, but as you said earlier, we're not the jury, and the jury's just seeing this theoretically for the first time. So they may be like, they may not have that visceral reaction that we all had because we know what we know. We feel what we feel.
Yeah.
And they may be just like,
and you don't know who's going to be in that, which jurors are going to be there, and if there's someone that has a strong enough conviction that they can
gum up the works.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, we just don't know.
If I were a juror, and I would be like, was she in imminent danger? Yes or no? What would you say? Was she in imminent danger of her life? Yes or no?
I would say no.
Okay. Chat, if you were a juror and you were asked, because that to me is the bottom line, were you in imminent danger? Say 1 for yes, 0 for no. So as a juror, was Sarah in imminent danger? 1 for yes and 0 for no.
And the reason why I say no is because he was in a suitcase.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So zeros.
Even if he could get 2 little fingers through that suitcase, that gave her enough of time where she could grab her phone, run out the door, call 911, and say she was being threatened.
Yep.
So
Haley Mouse, Jorge was in imminent danger of suffocating. Yeah, we are all in agreement.
Yeah, I agree with Haley, but here's the thing, though. I don't think that she thought he was going to suffocate in the suitcase. I really don't. I don't think she thought he was going to pass away.
Yeah. Tish asked, this is a very good point because we all are the same thing. If she was so scared to let him out, she could have called Brian to come over and let him out for her. And or call 911. We clearly know she knew how to dial 911.
Yeah.
We clearly know she knows how to get a hold of Brian. We clearly know she knows how to leave Jorge and walk to Brian's house because I think it's about a mile or so. So then there's that.
Yeah. So as far as being in imminent danger, no, I don't believe that she was.
So to me, how do you get past that as a juror? How does that justify her then leaving him in there?
They're going to use, this is what I'm going to speculate, pure speculation on my part. They're going to use the reason that they were both shit-faced.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to use her being so, I mean, he was 3 times the legal limit. So if he was 3 times the legal limit, we heard on that video her slurring her words and stuff. Mm-hmm. And even the next day during, outside of outside when the cops and stuff were talking to her, you can tell she was still intoxicated from the night before. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to guess that one or more may say, but she was so drunk.
Mm-hmm. And will that lean towards being hung, or will that lean further for guilt?
I think it would lean more towards hung.
Okay. But I thought there's at least in Florida, you cannot use that as a defense. You can't say, I was so drunk and I killed this person. Oops.
You can't.
You can't.
You can't.
So how can that be a defense then? Well, I guess
it's up to the jury.
Yeah, so yeah. And
so
there's
if
no lawyer in there arguing it.
No.
Yeah. Therapist, another one of our great mods. She wanted to have the upper hand for a bit as well as beat the yes out of him, but she didn't want to be without him. Yes. Yeah. Strange dichotomy there. She didn't think he was going to die, to Jules' point, as much as she should have known that. Yeah.
And I think she was too intoxicated to know, to realize that.
Yeah.
I still can't get past the fact that he was in that suitcase. If you saw the suitcase, and I mean, I saw that suitcase up close, I mean, like up close and personal today.
Yeah.
It's
It comes up to your
It comes
waist.
well.
Well, here, let's do a demo.
My suitcase that I have that I brought here is definitely smaller than her. The dimensions are almost the same if it's on its wheels, but it's still though. There's just. Do you have one with those dimensions? That's it.
I think this is pretty
That
close,
is
guys.
that's it.
All right. So
Yeah, that's it. I'm sorry.
let me put this. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Okay, this comes up to. Well, I think did it come up to their waist or no?
No, it didn't come up to the waist. It came up to right about here. So it's just maybe about 2 inches off on the height. And yeah, no, I still can't understand how
Right.
he was able to.
I mean, this is my leg. I don't know, and I'm
Unless he was double jointed, I don't know.
I don't know. And like I said, if he had survived, he could have a career in
a circus.
I mean,
Yeah.
just insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So basically, I think that's about it.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know how. I don't know, man. I just don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah. Crazy.
Like I said, it blows my mind. It blows my mind that he was in that suitcase.
Agreed. All right. Demonstratives are over.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Nanny lady, she didn't think of anything but leaving him in there to punish him, I think. Yeah. Well, she clearly was punishing him. She was vindictive. She admitted that. So how is that going to get her off? How is that? I mean, that's kind of premeditation right there. Meaning,
not if the jury is sitting back saying she was too intoxicated to realize what was going on.
Oh man, if she gets off because of that,
I don't know that it's either going to be hung or she's gonna. If they include lesser charges. If they include lesser charges, I think the jury will find her guilty of a lesser charge. If they don't include lesser charges, and again, that's going to be Sarah's call because she's going to direct Mr. Owens on what she wants, included it or not. So, but if they're going straight up with second degree, I could see it hanging. And if it hangs, she will get retried. There's no way Mr. J is going to
he's not going to let it go.
No, he's not going to let it go.
Absolutely. Vikina, does it matter if she thought he wouldn't die? Does it matter if she thought?
Yeah. That is yes, because it's going to go according to her state of mind, and that's where Dr. Harper comes in.
Right.
So it's gonna, it would matter. It would matter. It's going to go to her state of mind
because she was so afraid of him. She was afraid if he got out. And we talked about this 3, 4 weeks ago. You know, somebody was gonna unalive that night. And I thought if he had gotten out, things would have gotten nasty.
Yeah,
I agree. I agree with her on that. I do think something would have happened for sure. Let's see. Yes. Trotter 64, no intent. I am leaning that as well. I don't know. I just do not think. I don't think she woke up that morning and thought that.
No, I don't think so either.
And drinking out of the hose. Yeah, she was so parched the next morning.
A sign of dehydration, and that's what alcohol does to you. It totally dehydrates you.
Yeah. Denny Dawn, she bossed him around all the time, and she probably threatened with the baseball bat if he didn't get into the case. She treated him like a child. That is true, and Mr. J pulled that out. Like he said, you're treating him like your child, and she's like, I didn't think so, or something to that effect. She didn't agree with that. Yeah, we all thought that. Did you feel that as well?
I did think that because it was even under direct testimony. She was like, I tried to provide, arts and crafts and music and, and anything to distract him or to get him in a better mood. Well, you do that for your child.
Absolutely.
When your child's acting up, you create things for them to do to distract them. So yeah, I mean, that's a legitimate point. Again,
yeah,
Mr. J didn't explore it enough.
Yeah. And then I don't think there was enough exploration with Brian calling her constantly. Because Brian's testimony, or his body cam, if you will, was like, yeah, I call her all the time. Why? Because I know she's drunk and she's passed out. She's like, no, I'm busy. I'm fixing the house up. I'm doing that. And I know he's going to bring over Lucas, and I got to make sure the house. So 100%.
I understand why he didn't explore that with her. He's going to be bringing Brian in to rebut what she said. So this way he will go in deeper on that. So I get where he didn't do it for her.
Yep. Agreed. I think the rebuttal with Brian is going to be huge, in my opinion. That's going to be, the case may hinge on that.
It may.
The case may hinge on that. Who do you believe? Do you believe Drunky Bear, or do you believe Brian? Oh, and they may bring in the property managers, because we still haven't heard from them.
They may.
You know.
I know both sides want this done and over with by Monday.
Yeah, definitely. Haley Mouse, isn't disregard for human life a part of the guilt of the N word? I'll let you answer that. Isn't consciousness?
That's going to come in under the guilt phase. So yeah, I mean, that what Haley's saying is correct, but I don't think it's going to play a part in this part.
This phase. This part, okay.
That would be an argument for Mr. J to argue before the judge for sentencing. Yeah.
CGC Vinyl, they drink wine because it was cheap. Vodka is expensive. That is true. And at one point she's like, we were struggling. Oh, we didn't even have 2 nickels to rub together. I mean, her phrasing, her analogies and her adjectives and her adverbs were just like off the.
She's not stupid.
No, by any stretch.
She is very intelligent, and she knows how to word things. So she wanted to make a point, and she did it, but she didn't do it. With her little phrases here and there, kind of were over the top. She didn't have to say we couldn't rub 2 nickels together. That was an over the top. She could have just left it at, we had no money.
Right. But we had enough money to buy. Yeah. Oh, and the other thing is, the day of the incident, she's like, and I raced back inside. I'm like, who uses that phraseology when you're, I don't know. That struck me as like, dude, what are you doing? Anyway.
She wants to use word salad when she's talking.
Yeah.
She thinks it makes her look better.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
I agree. Denny Dawn, I do see maybe a hung, but not an acquittal on any of the, may just be retried. Yeah. Yeah. God, I don't want that. We got to go through this again. Green Eyed Cat. Ooh, can you fit inside? Well, I got a few inches on Jorge. I'm on a good day, I'm 5'10". On most days, I'm 5'9.5" or so. If I sit up straight. And I'm like 140. So I've got 40 pounds. And didn't she say she was 98 pounds today? She's like, I'm like 98 pounds. She said 98. You don't have to confirm it. I heard it. I remember it.
Then don't ask me.
All right. Scott RS Footy. I keep rewatching. She's cooked. Remember what's convenient, not recalling what's harmful to her case. She was blind drunk, not a defense. She can't possibly zipper position and not drink time. She can't possibly and not drink time. Yeah, I hope.
Again, you just never know what a jury is going to do. And remember, we're in Florida.
Yeah.
Floridians are very unpredictable.
For the chat that was with us for the Brandon Sabera case, we thought he was cooked. And man, oh man, that jury came back as not guilty.
Yeah.
We thought that little kid was going to have justice. And the stepmom was found guilty, but nope. Little Miss, looks like a carry-on size. No, that's larger than a carry-on. I do have a carry-on that fits inside of that, but that is not a carry-on.
Mine would be considered a carry-on.
Yeah, that is a little bit bigger. Ohio Palm Mom. Also, she had no qualms about interacting with the suitcase where he died. Yeah. Oh, and we heard that she picked him up and she laid him out. Oh, and she was doing CPR the entire time. Did
No,
you believe
I
that?
don't believe it. No.
Right. So if you can't believe her on that, how can you believe her on all this other stuff? That's where I always go back as a juror. I'm like, if I don't believe you here, how can I believe you here? But that should be Mr. J. That's where he should have extracted that. So you're here to tell me that you did CPR from the moment that you pulled him out to the moment the police arrived. That would have been a question, right?
It would have been.
And then she would have been like, yes, I did. So could you demonstrate how you did CPR and called 911 at the same time? I mean,
that's what I'm saying. He missed
dude,
so many opportunities today. I really was hoping for a strong cross, and I was so disappointed in his cross.
I know. All right, Lori Wallace. Jules, remind me who is juror 13.
She is the juror that was her husband committed DV upon her. He was arrested. He's in jail for committing battery against her, and she will be testifying against him when he goes to trial.
Yes, therapist, I bring this one up. I agree. Touching Jorge's coffin is morose. Yeah, that is true.
Like the first time I saw it, I literally, my skin crawled, literally, because it was like I'm looking at something someone died in. That was like really, that was just today I didn't have that feeling today like I did the other day.
Yeah.
So it was different. I can't explain it.
Well, it's one thing when they bring in the murder weapon. It's a gun. It's a knife. It's
a this is so different.
It kind of reminds me of Sean Finnegan with the freezer. Where
yeah.
When they show the freezer, but she didn't die in that. They stuffed her in that afterwards. This truly was his instrument of death.
Yeah. And that's the thing. The jurors didn't know.
Yeah.
They didn't know because during voir dire, they were being told about, the pow-pows. Right. And then they come to find out that it wasn't a pow-pow, but it was a suitcase.
Yeah.
That's pretty freaking powerful.
I agree. All right, let's see. Do we have any specific questions? Let's see. I'm just kind of going through her. Here, this is a new person to our chat. Avon Lee Rising, I hope I pronounced that right. Welcome to our chat. The jury perception is so important, of course.
Yeah, it is. It's very, we could sit here and do Monday morning quarterback all day long, but we're not. It doesn't matter because we're not the ones that are going to be in that room.
Right. Oh, this is a good question. Not today. Can they use the second panel if the first one gets hung?
No,
I think it starts all over. Maybe even a different
judge. It's a whole new trial.
Would it be a different judge?
No, Judge Kranick. It'll still be on his docket, but it'll be they'll have to impanel a whole new jury, and it'll probably be a year. They have the state in Florida. If the jury hangs, the state has 90 days to put in that they are going to retry her. So they've got 90 days for that. And then they have up until a year to get it on the docket. So she may be finding herself sitting in jail for another year.
Right. So Trotter 64 retried, another 4-year delay. No. 1 year. At the farthest.
Yeah, no.
Furthest. Okay. Let's see.
But the bigger question is, if it hangs, and we know the state is definitely going to go for a retry, is Mr. Owens and company going to be her attorneys?
And that leads me right to here, Shore Life Creations.
I can't read it.
Do you think Owens will represent her for a second time?
Oh, gee whiz!
You guys are on the same wavelength.
I don't know. I don't know, because he is not from this area. Okay. As a matter of fact, none of them are. So this has to be a very costly endeavor for him.
On our dollar, because the state's paying, right? Our tax dollars are paying for this.
No, he's not a public defender.
Well, who's paying for it then?
He's getting paid on the back end. I'm telling you, mark my words. There's a documentary in the works. Mark my words.
Right. No, you're right. You're right.
You know,
you're right.
No, they are not. He's not
public. That's true.
He's not a public defender. Right. Our tax dollars are not paying for
That's
this.
True.
But
Netflix is knocking on his door.
Somebody is either Peacock or
all of them.
Yeah, somebody. Yeah, this is gonna.
Scoot you a little closer.
Me?
No, you're good. I'm saying I got to scoot you a little closer.
So
I'm like, Jules.
Okay. But yeah, I don't know if he will or not. I think he should, because despite what anybody may think about Sarah, what any of us think about Sarah, she does deserve a vigorous defense, and I really think Mr. Owens and company stepped up to the plate. I don't think anybody else could have done the kind of job he did.
Yeah, and there's a lot of Owens bashing going on, but
it shouldn't be.
He may win this,
Yeah.
Sarah Kardashian, good to see you in the chat. Thank you for joining us. Hi, everybody. Do you think all the pictures of her will influence the jury? All the pictures of her? Yeah. Yes, all those pictures.
I think so.
I think that was huge. And you, I think, commented on Twitter that when Judge Cranick allowed all those pictures in, the past violence.
I felt like it was game over. Yeah,
that was
game
huge.
over.
Yeah, that was big. So yes, Sarah, I agree with Jules, and I think so. Yeah.
But mind you, I didn't think he was going to allow it. I predicted Judge Cranick to deny that motion. So I almost fell out of my chair.
Right.
Both surviving the survivor. Joel and I sat next to each other the entire time. It was like we were both stunned. Like, what just happened? Because even Joel grabbed my arm and he goes, "Did I hear that correct?" I was like, yeah. He's allowing this. So it was, we didn't think he was going to,
I didn't think so either. Yeah. Haley Mouse, she managed to go to sleep. She was not scared. Yeah.
I don't know if she fell asleep as opposed to passed out cold from the alcohol.
Yeah.
I mean, I think more than likely she passed out, because if you're that drunk and you lay down and go to sleep, what's the first thing that freaking happens? You get the spins.
Yeah.
And then you start puking and you do all that crazy stuff. I think she passed out.
All right. For those of you that did not see the camera, this is one screenshot I took. So that's our lovely Jules there. And
that is what do you call it? That's Joel from Surviving the Survivor.
Let me take that off. Okay. And then Mert's in the upper very top there, black shirt, white hair. But yeah, there's Jules. Oh, and the woman in the pink, she's channel. Oh no,
Fox 35.
No, she's Spectrum. She's Spectrum, and Boots is in the blue. She's in the blue. That's her. Yeah. These are reporters for the local yeah, channels.
But that was in the morning. Then when the family came in, they had to move.
Okay.
They came over to our side.
Yeah. So anyway,
that's the victim's advocate right there.
Oh, okay.
And that is right there is one of the daughters.
Oh, all right. There you guys go. You can see that.
But they were made to move so they can go up front.
Yeah, the one woman in the pink is Spectrum. The woman in the blonde with the blue, she's that's Fox Local. That's 35. Fox 35. Not 100% sure who the guy is in between. But yeah, there you go. Our little Jules made it. Made it onto TV. All right, so let's see what else.
I have a better one though.
You were apparently looking at the camera.
I didn't know, because Paul, the cameraman from Court TV, is the one who did it, and he said to me, "Did you see what I did?" And I was like, "No."
Yeah. Mert said he was looking at his laptop or phone or whatever. He's like, he saw you smiling. Julie, she thought about this. Look at the previous text between her and Brian. Yeah. Oh, do you want to show that one?
Sure, go ahead. Yeah.
There's. Your hair looks great, by the way.
It's terrible.
So says you.
That's right. So says I.
Let's see what else. Denny Dawn, when she trapped him in that, she had plenty of time to get the. Yeah, I agree. She did, but again, when you're drinking and you're passing out, you're not thinking. You're just like, you're just so into yourself.
That's a lot of freaking wine in under 12 hours between the two of them.
Yeah,
I couldn't do that.
Yeah, Janice, I still think she could have called 911, and I also think she should have called the police. 100% agree.
Absolutely.
100% agree.
Absolutely. But again, Mr. J didn't explore that, and that's what was blowing everybody's mind in that courtroom.
Yep. Haley Mouse, to the same point again, if she was scared, she would have left. She would have left, not stayed in the house and gone to sleep. What do you think you'd do if you got out? Like she claimed, see, that's what I think. I think if he had gotten out, something would have happened. Maybe not to the extent where somebody would have been unalived, but something possibly would have happened.
We discussed this weeks ago. Yeah, we are definitely in agreement there.
Yep.
But again, I have to blame Mr. J for a lot of this.
Yeah, I agree. Little Miss, state of mind. I'm not sure he'd have gone after her. I really see no proof from anyone other than her that he got nasty drinking. Good point. That's a very good point. Everyone on all videos I've seen said he was very low key. That is an awesome point, and I was going to bring that up. So thank you for posting that. The only time we see Jorge is when he's getting arrested, and she's like, "Babe," that's the Babe video, and he's really meek. He's really with the cops, with the officers. He's really, and the officers are like, just stay cool. And he's like, yeah, no worries. We see her very, animated. We see her upset. We see her pissed off. I've got a lot of, screenshots of her, mad and upset. We never, ever see Jorge mad or upset. So.
Like I said, I blame for right now. Up until right now, I blame Mr. J, unless he's going to bring it out in rebuttal.
Yeah.
If he doesn't bring it out in rebuttal and she walks away a free person or even a hung jury, Mr. J only has himself to blame for it.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Now, let me ask you this. We all know that lawyers and their paralegals, and they all go back after a day and they go on Twitter, Reddit, wherever they go. Do you think he's or somebody's telling him what we're all discussing now? Because I'm sure we're not the only ones that are talking about this.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But Mr. J, from what I have observed while the cameras are on and when the cameras are off, there's no talking to this man. None.
That could be his downfall then.
It could be his downfall.
Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. All right, Green-Eyed Cat. Green-Eyed Cat, I just don't believe she forgot about him until noon. She woke up and he wasn't in bed. She didn't look. She didn't take the dogs outside or feed them that morning. That's true. Something's fishy in Denmark. That is true. Yeah, these poor dogs. When was the last time they went out? And if she cared so much about them because they are special needs, that's a good point. That's a very good point. There's a lot of things that are fishy, not necessarily.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There were inconsistencies, and Mr. J did not explore them the way he should have.
Yeah. Therapist, didn't Brian say Jorge and her were abusive to each other? Pretty sure. Yeah. Brian wouldn't put up with it, but Jorge hit her back. Yes. I'm getting this sense that Sarah would come after him and he'd be like, stop it. and push her back, and maybe I don't know, somebody stabbed her, whether it was her or not, or him or something. I mean, something happened. I mean, she had a laceration. Did she do it herself? Possibly. We don't know. We're only speculating. But I could see him fighting back and smacking her, and then she smacks him, and then it escalates, and it's just a disaster. Yeah.
Yeah.
Avon Leah, I hope that's a beautiful name. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Rising.
I can't see online.
Well, it's Avon Leah. I hope again, beautiful name. Brian's testimony will be huge. Yeah, his rebuttal. Again, I think that this is going to hinge on him refuting everything that she said today. When she's like, Brian would come over, he called me incessantly because, I'm trying to make the house beautiful. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And yet Brian's like, no, I would call her constantly because she was drunk and she would be passed out and I had to call her. Two opposite testimonies. And who are you going to believe? Danny Don, and I thought it was nice to her. I thought he was nice to her and he was not aggressive with her, and that was the best strategy. Yeah, I agree. I think he started off nice and calm, cool, good strategy.
I love wine, but I hate the guaranteed headaches that come with it. So lately, I've been reaching towards.
Oh, there you go. Sorry. I was trying to answer my son's text message.
Yeah. No worries. Okay, Vicky. All right, here we have one more question. Vicky Vakina. Last question. Does it have to be a unanimous verdict?
Yes.
Love the all caps.
Yes.
We're actually a not all cap chat, but that's cool. We did see it. No worries. Does it have to be unanimous verdict?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Sarah Kardashian. A little late to the chat. Anyone think it was a weak cross exam?
Yeah.
Yep. Sadly, yes. Yes. Let's see. Therapist, she offered to demonstrate how she poked the suitcase. Yeah. I think she did, right?
She did.
Yeah. Therapist.
And he wouldn't let her do it.
I know.
He should have let her do it.
Yeah. Now, Haley Mouse, the arrest affidavit had her weight at 140 at booking, but she said she was 98 pounds.
She said she was 98, but Mr. J said that she was 100.
Yeah, I thought it was at 100 as well. Yeah.
The arrest affidavit could have an error. I don't know. But even Mr. J acknowledged that she was 100.
Right. Let's see. Do we have any specific questions for Jules? We're going on a little bit over an hour, so we're going to. Do you want to deal with that one?
I can't read it. You have to read it. I can't read it.
How are you feeling?
I'm tired.
Okay.
I'm tired. Yesterday was a really bad day for me health-wise, but this morning I was pretty good. I mean, yeah. I was actually very good, not pretty good. I was very good after all that sleep. I fell asleep in the car yesterday afternoon for 2 hours till he was ready to take me back, and then I was sleeping. Yeah. I felt rejuvenated this morning. I am tired. I am tired now. My kids want me home back to Michael's ASAP. They feel I've done enough.
Yeah.
So it's something that needs to be discussed.
Yeah. We both had a really good night's sleep. I fell asleep at like 10 and I woke up at 4:30, which is right when I'm supposed to. And I didn't get up once, which is very rare for me. I usually wake up once or twice.
Yeah, I didn't get up. I didn't get up last night until my alarm went off at 5. So I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, we both felt really refreshed, and nothing really weird happened today other than Comcast crapping out on our feed towards the end of the day. So sorry about that, chat.
Oh, that happened?
Yeah. And thanks for bearing with us. But and now Aaron doesn't have internet, so.
I had no idea. So what happens for tomorrow?
They're supposed to show up at some point, so Aaron's got to deal with that. We're doing 2 streams. You got to understand, Aaron's at home doing 2 streams, Georgia versus Simon and Sarah Boone, and then feed is crapping out. Comcast is coming over tomorrow. Aaron's got a lot on her plate, guys. So please bear with us, chat. And if you see somebody in the chat saying it's buffering, please help us out and say, guys, they're doing the best they can, because we are truly doing the best we can. And when we see people in the chat saying it's buffering, what's wrong with you guys? That doesn't help. So everybody that's in this chat right now, if somebody does that tomorrow that's not in this chat, please help us and just say, just bear with us. We're sorting it out. It's Comcast. We'll get it. We'll get it sorted out. But it does not help when people are saying it's buffering. It's buffering. Why isn't it buffering? Get your act together. Trust me, that is not the right thing to say.
No, it's not helpful.
Because you have no idea what it takes to do what we're doing. And I'll get off my soapbox in a minute, but please just bear with us on that. Lil Miss, I saw Boots on the local news channel. Yeah, Boots. Bondi Boots, we call her. Stephanie's her name. She's really sweet, actually. I've had the pleasure of talking to her a couple of times. Actually, a rainstorm came in yesterday, and I'm like, and all the news, I posted it, actually, if you guys want to check that out. All the news came out, and they were going to do their 6 o'clock broadcast. I'm like, you guys do know there's a shower coming through, and nobody listened to me, but they did. And today she was like, thank you so much for looking out for us. I'm like, yeah, sure, what ifs. All right, we're gonna wrap it up. I know we got some questions here. 8:30, guys. We're gonna let Jules go to sleep.
Bye, guys.
All right, I'll let you go.
I don't know what my schedule's going to be tomorrow. I don't know if I'm just going to go to court in the morning and book out and head back to Tampa in the afternoon. I guess you'll all find out when I figure it out. I do know that my sons, and I did give my sons my word, that I wasn't going to
fight rush hour traffic again. No.
Right. I can't do that. And I can't wear myself out like this weekend. I literally spent the entire weekend sleeping.
Yeah.
And
it takes a lot out.
Yeah.
It takes a lot out.
And so and I do have to be back down to where I live next week because I have blood work. I have all kinds of doctor stuff going on. So I have to be down there.
Yeah, it's one thing now that I'm on this side of the spectrum, if you will. It's one thing to be sitting at home and chatting and doing all of that. That's one thing. But then it's a whole nother thing to be running the stream. It's a whole nother thing to be running 2 streams. Then it's a whole nother thing to be here, making sure the stream is up and running. Then it's another thing to be in the courtroom, tweeting constantly. Then it's another thing to be on. How many chats are you on?
I'm on Legal Vices, Ada, RA, on civil law.
Yeah.
So I'm
and now this.
But I have people complaining on Twitter. Well, why aren't you putting in what they're actually saying? And I don't take dictation, folks. Okay, I'm not a stenographer.
Yeah.
I'm not there to dictate what the witnesses are saying. Okay, I'm there to give juror reactions and like observing Sarah, observing the jurors. And granted, the observations I give are mine. Like somebody sitting to the left of me or to the right of me may see something entirely different than I do. And that's cool because we all have different perspectives on things. But I am not there to dictate word for word what the lawyer said, what the witness said. No, that's not what I'm there for. And like I said, there is so many different places on YouTube that's streaming it. Go watch it. Don't depend on getting all the testimony from me. No, I'm there. I do reactions. That's what I observe. I react, and then I report. That's it.
Yep. Yeah, thank you guys. We absolutely love you, and our chat is fantastic. And I can't say enough about our mods, Aaron, Jules, Mert, Lil Miss, everybody that's here with us right now. Trust me, we feel the love coming through. So we really appreciate that. And what I'm asking is tomorrow, when we do have 100, 200 people in the chat, there's definitely going to be people in there. And I love them too. It's not, but they just don't understand. And I get it. I didn't understand either until I'm actually going through this process. just like anybody, until you walk a mile in their shoes, you just don't know what it takes to do what we're doing.
Right.
So with you guys here, we're just asking for your help to help us in the chat to say, hey guys, just help, just help us out. So
yeah,
we appreciate that. Our mods are doing the best they can. Erin is doing the best she can. But if we have our entire community, just help out with us, that would go, especially that would go a long way. So, all right. We love you all. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm going to attempt to end this stream without it being too hideous, because this is the first time I've done this. Again, Erin does this all. So we're going to end it, and we love you guys, and we will see you tomorrow.
Can I go now? I'm tired. Can I please go now?
Yes.